I can't wait to play some Switch. Uh-oh, I broke the controller. Just kidding. Hey everybody, I'm American Gamer, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Nintendo Switch HORIPAD wired controller. I'll save my thoughts. So, as you can see, the D-pad is detachable and can be stored in the back compartment. And thus, it does like a D-pad, and it also just has directional buttons. In reality, I just refer to this as the D-shield, as though that's really all it is. It's got a few interesting features, and I will be reviewing it first, just with the build in general. I'll see you guys in a second. I've got the camera tilted down to my Xbox, already ready set for my capture card. But here we go. I am going to have a capture card coming in soon. This is the Switch HORIPAD Pro controller. It's basically a wired Pro controller. It's about $30 on Amazon. Mine came in pretty good recently, and I've been using it to play games. It's a surprisingly solid controller. The design is quite similar to the Xbox One controller. So yeah, here's it for comparison. It's gonna keep rumbling for absolutely no reason. The D-pad is definitely better on the Xbox One controller. For button quality, I prefer the Xbox One controller, and for control sticks, they're about the same. The Xbox One controller has concave grips, like basically little holes for your thumb. The Nintendo Switch, the HORIPAD, doesn't. This controller has multiple start select buttons and a turbo button. What the heck? Trust me, that'll work out soon enough. This is the Xbox One controller with start, select, basically triggers. Xbox One controller wins. These have a really good click to them, and I honestly prefer the triggers on this controller. This controller's triggers just feel kind of mushy. It's kind of hard to convey on camera, obviously. The Nintendo Switch HORIPAD's start and select buttons are really weirdly placed. I'll be playing and I'll accidentally hit home and I'm trying to hit start. I'm getting used to it though, so it's not necessarily that big of a problem. It does have home and capture, and it does not have rumble, amiibo, or motion sensors. This controller has rumble and motion sensors. I think this has motion sensors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, so in reality, the Xbox One controller is better for PC games, but the Nintendo Switch controller is better for Nintendo Switch. I'll be playing a few games with it now, honestly. I have my Switch hooked up, why not play it? I have my camera here pretty much ready to record some Nintendo Switch. So yeah, okay, there's some very strange control input going on here. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to start with Sonic Mania. I can probably adjust the camera. This is about as good as I can get it. My monitor does not have any audio, but I can play Sonic Mania. Here we go. So I'm using the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, wired, and let's start it up. So right off the bat, the game does control pretty well. I'm just kind of using the control stick here. D-pad is surprisingly good, and I would honestly prefer having it on the back. I don't know, I just think it's a little better, honestly. But if you do want a D-pad for your Nintendo Switch and you don't already have the normal Pro controller, but you're planning on getting it, definitely don't use this as a substitute. But it is definitely don't use this as your main Pro controller. If you want to get a Pro controller, I highly recommend it. My friend has one, I tried it out, it works pretty well. This is just an alternative until you can get one. The game is controlling really well. I mean, my camera can't necessarily pick up everything just as well, and if you're looking at the CRT scan lines, because I have CRT turned on, so it's even worse looking, and it's also a little off from my gameplay, so yeah. Basically, plays really well. I'm going to go into Blue Sphere here. Let's see here. So, yeah. Get Blue Spheres. This is the level I can't beat no matter how hard I try. I really gotta focus on the game and not the screen I'm playing on, because I'm going to mess up if I do that. So yeah, this is Blue Sphere. It is just as irritating as before. Sonic Mania, quick review here. I'm going to be doing a full-fledged review. Oh, come on! Yeah, that was my fault, not the controller. I definitely am getting a little better at it, but not as good. So yeah, I can't get the entire screen due to camera limitations. I'm going to see if I can actually get the entire. This is a little better. Okay, one second. Jeez, I can't figure this out. This is the best I can get, and it's definitely not good enough. I'm going to see if I can get it to just record the screen. If I have to like clip it to like my chair or something just to do that, I might have to. Here's an angled look at the pretty much full screen. Oh shoot, yeah, this is the worst way I can record the game. Oh no, yeah, I'm not doing that. Okay. Yeah, the game controller really works well. I just can't convey it on camera to save my life. Well, that's a bummer. Here's just a small pan shot here. This is just maybe how I have to do it. This game is very good. Don't make the, like, almost looking garbage screen. Don't fool you. This game looks beautiful, and it's a really good retro. Oh, wait, I didn't know I had a boomerang, and I didn't know I caught a speed boost, but cool. Nice, okay. Yeah, this game is like the Saturn 2D Sonic that we didn't necessarily want, but it's like one of those situations where I never knew I really wanted this until it happened. And the Let's Play fatigue is hitting me. Actually, I haven't tried the special stages yet. I should probably do that. Because the special stages are like a Sonic Extreme, maybe. Because it uses a 3D model, etc. You can actually see my Switch and the Switch dock there, so proves that I'm playing this using the controller, I guess. And here's more proof that I'm playing with the controller. I can just move the camera here. Boom, there's the Switch controller logo. I am extremely sorry for this camera work. It's absolute crap. Yeah, trust me, this won't happen again, okay? I apologize. Jeez, I really need to get a capture card if I want to do stuff like this. Don't worry, this isn't going to be what you're going to have to deal with. Also, I was actually ballsy enough to say I was going to play Xbox One games using the crappy streaming that actually might have been a little clickbait now I think about it. The streaming is garbage. My Xbox is literally right next to my computer, which is where I stream it from. I still have lag issues. It's just like, no thanks. Yeah. So yeah, let's get to the special state. Okay, my friend is online. You guys can't see that. Weirdly enough. This is Sonic Mania, and probably the worst camera I could ever use. Don't expect this to happen for much longer. I will play a Sonic Mania mini episode on Christmas as a Christmas special as I get my capture card then. Oh god, I am not looking at the screen. That's enough of Sonic Mania. I'm gonna play one last game with possibly like the worst camera angle. I'm gonna play some Street Fighter 2. I don't have any audio or anything, so I can't play anything else like Zelda. Even though I tested Zelda, the game works fine with this controller, which is as well as the Joy-Con. I have tested Street Fighter 2. Here's a good time to show off the turbo button. It's very hard to get that on camera here. Just trust me, there will be a... Okay, here we go. So, when you see this little green light here... Let's see if I can get it on camera. No. Okay, there we go. When you push a button... Okay, the button... Like, you have to push turbo and a button. And then you can press turbo again to just automatically have it press turbo and the button again, and it'll turn it off. So yeah, with turbo on, you can have that little green light, and then you can push a button, in my case Y, and it will spam the button, like a turbo. And it only works with the button that you have it's set to, so I'm going to go into some training here. And, okay, let's see. So, yeah, this is great. No, not put it right there, just put it over to the side. Okay, maybe turn the camera up a bit. There we go. Okay. I'm going to play as Ryu, and I'm going to have the opponent be random, and I'm going to be fighting Cammy. Okay, we're going to Ryu's stage, and I have turbo on, and I'm going to hold it, and boom, I'm spamming punching. Looks horrible as all get out, but we'll admit, it's pretty cool. mix in the triggers here, learn how to set special moves, Hadouken, and okay, yeah. So you can you can also push turbo and Y again, and it'll automatically punch. I'm not pushing anything on the controller, and it is automatically punching. Press Y, press it once more, and it will turn off turbo. I'm holding Y, and nothing is happening. Yeah, let's just say the turbo button works pretty well. The controller, all in all, is actually really well built and could take a lot of heavy use, and I will be using this when I'm playing games like Zelda and Splatoon 2. Okay, that's good enough. So that's how well it controls, but how well... I think I've covered pretty much everything, actually. Dang it. I would say something like, let's look inside, but I'm not disassembling this thing. I don't know how to put it back together. So this is just a subpar thing that is basically just what you would expect. I pulled this out for absolutely no reason at all other than to show off it. So yeah, it's pretty good, but I'm asking for an actual Pro Controller so I can play games the way they were meant to. And also, you might have noticed, this thing is wired, so unless you get a USB-C to USB adapter, you can't play it in portable mode. It is dock only. This is a horrible picture. God. Yeah, you can't play it in portable. You can... okay, no, actually, I might catch some audio here. Yeah, hit it right, yeah. So, yeah, you can't use this controller in portable mode. Unless you get the... Jesus Christ, I don't know why that scared me so much. I thought it was like something fell, or like, I don't know. I just got scared for no reason, yeah. You can't play it with this. So if you're expecting to be able to use the controller with it, think again. Yeah, it's dock only, which is kind of normal considering it's the only part of the Switch that's USB. And yeah, it's actually compatible with a computer. So if you want to use, you don't have a designated PC controller, but you're still thinking about picking this up for your Switch, it doubles as a PC controller. I plugged it into my PC and it recognized it just fine. I haven't tested it with any games. I imagine it would work just as well as this right here, but I'd much rather prefer this for playing games just because I'm so used to the Xbox One controller's button layout. So, in conclusion, I'm going to give my final scores for the build, game quality, and just overall nitpicks. For build quality, this thing is really well built in pretty much every way. It has a surprisingly good D-pad, considering it's literally snappable, and you could just do it like that. I don't like using these C buttons. Okay, I just forgot. While looking at the build, I completely forgot to mention that the Joy-Con controllers don't have as much click to the A buttons as, say, this controller does. So, here is the Joy-Con controller here. If you can hear that click. And here is the... okay, so basically comparing the depth of both controllers, this one is more handheld, kind of. Like, it's more of a handheld controller design, considering these are meant to be used while you're playing the handheld. Well, this has more of a traditional console feel with deeper presses, and yeah. The control sticks are actually, if you guys haven't noticed, the Joy-Con control sticks are actually really small. Like, they're actually pretty comfortable, and I mean, I've not had many problems other than my right Joy-Con's control stick not clicking in. That's another reason I wanted to get this, so I can play games like Zelda to its full again. Yeah, this doesn't click, comparison. I mean, you can hear the audible click, but it doesn't register it. And I have tested it. I'm not sending mine in for repair, I'm just going to get a replacement, because what the heck. If it was my left Joy-Con, I'd be able to get a better, I don't know. But I guess I have another Joy-Con that doesn't work. Yeah, the control sticks are much bigger, so they're better to use. Comparing it to the Xbox One controller, it's pretty much the same, and even comparing the fact that the B button on the Xbox One controller kind of curves down, the A button on the Nintendo Switch HORIPAD also curves down. I thought that was kind of funny. It's basically like the poor, I mean, I could probably sum it up in this one sentence. It's the poor man's Switch Pro controller, and I mean, that's kind of insulting it, because it's actually a solid controller, and, yeah. For build quality, it's good. For gameplay, it's about the same as the Joy-Cons. It's 1-to-1. The D-pad can get a little mushy at times. Well, I mean, it's literally just a shield, so of course it's going to be mushy. But it actually works surprisingly well. I was expecting it to be a piece of crap, but it's actually pretty good. AVXY buttons, they're still arranged in the way that you'd expect it for a Nintendo console. Control sticks have a nice satisfying click. I don't see those running out anytime soon. Start select still have the weird plus-minus shapes. The triggers are my least favorite part of this controller by far. They are mushy as hell, and you don't want to use these triggers, okay? They're bad. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, all the other buttons are pretty solid. I think the turbo button is actually fine. I'm just gonna pick that. The back compartment actually holds the D-pad really well. I have to kind of look at it. It's just like, yeah, it does kind of click around, but expectedly. Using it like the normal controller without even like registering that it's there, you don't really feel it. It's just like I'm just there. But if you like move your ring finger around, you can feel it, and it gets a little irritating. So you probably just move it to the shield mode, and you never have to deal with that. That's only a minor issue with the controller, though. Overall, I think it's a very solid controller. I'd probably give it a 7.5 out of... Actually, I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10. There's a few problems, like the fact that they didn't actually use a normal D-pad. They used the flipping D buttons. I don't get it. I mean, my main reason to get this controller was, hey, I don't have to deal with the D buttons. But nope, the return of the D buttons. Oh boy. So yeah, that's really my only other issue. Other than that, it's pretty good. I haven't looked on Amazon for any USB-C to USB controller adapters, but I have seen people use it with the wired pro controllers, and it's worked fine. So I imagine it'd be the same with the HORIPAD. Just in case you're not confirmed that it's from Hori, there's the Hori logo right there. So yeah, I mean, like I said, this has no motion control support. HD rumble. This has no motion, no HD rumble, and no amiibo support. You can't tap your amiibo on the right control stick. And the official pro controller has all of that. So, yeah, this is a good holdover until you get the actual pro controller. But if you're looking for motion control in Splatoon 2 or something like that, you can't get it. It is not available on this controller. I'm still not 100% certain that this has motion control, but the Xbox One controller is so much more heavy is much heavier than the HORIPAD. I imagine that's because there's actual rumble and there's a battery pack. So yeah, I'd imagine that it probably adds to the weight of the controller. But I also imagine that that could probably add to rumble sensors at one point. I mean, I don't know. It is a pretty hefty controller though. So yeah. I imagine that just not having any sensors in this controller at all, well, this controller has rumble, and actually it has trigger rumble. I didn't actually notice that until I started playing some racing games on the console. But yeah, yeah, I think that sums everything up. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. How about the channel? We're so close to 50 subscribers. I am going to share what I'm going to do for 50 subscribers. I'm going to take 2 videos that are in the Wicker Gamer Vault, which is my desk, basically, because I totally can keep MP4 files in my desk, and I'm going to compile them both into one mega episode that's about an hour long. I don't have it finished yet, obviously, but when we hit 50 subscribers, I will upload that for the week's episode, and yeah, it's going to have bad Wii U ads, which I'm 100% sure will get that video copyrighted, and a sequel to shovelware Atari games, which was actually a really fun episode to make. And this version, I had a lot of fun editing, so yeah, if you look forward to that. Yeah, if you guys have noticed, I've actually started kind of like half swearing, I guess. I mean, I did kind of say it, but I did say a word. I'm not necessarily going into like swearing every 5 seconds, but I'm kind of processing the fact that I'm not in elementary and I can basically say whatever I want. No, I can't. Yeah, see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye. My God. And if you're still here, I am so sorry for the camera work on this episode. Jesus Christ, that was bad.